William A. Clark and Marcus Daly had a major impact on the states of Montana and the history surrounding it. These two men and the feud between them will completely change the political and social landscape of Montana. Their incredible power and impact on the states more than earned them the title of Copper King.
Clark was born in Connellsville, Pennsylvania. He moved with his family to Iowa in 1856, where he taught school and studied law at Western College. After working in quartz mines in Colorado in 1863, Clark made his way to Montana to find his fortune in the gold rush. He settled in the capital of Montana Territory, Bannock, Montana, and began placer mining. Through his claim, paid only moderately, Clark invested his earnings, a trader driving mules back and forth between Salt Lake City and the boom towns of Montana to transport eggs and other basic supplies. He would later become a banker and loan money to miners and expected the miner to pay in a year, and if the miner didn't, Clark would take everything that the miner owned, including his mine. This is how Clark made his way to be a copper king.
Marcus Daly was born in County Cavan, Ireland on December 5, 1841. Long before he had heard of William Clark, he immigrated to New York City at the age of 15. He started as a common miner, working his way up to operator of several silver mines in Salt Lake. He started mining his fortune when he bought the Anaconda mine in Butte. When he bought it, it was a silver mine. A large copper deposit was found, and the real money began to pour in. He started buying other mines in the area, and his empire began.
With both of these men wanting to gain more power, disagreements were inevitable. He had several famous fights between the two. Some of these are the Capitol fight and Clark trying to be senator, as well as disagreements over land. As their power grew, fights began to have higher stakes, especially political speaking.
One tool that each Copper King used was the media. Each had their own newspaper. Daly established the Anaconda Standard, which was run by John H. Thurston. Clark established the Butte Miner. Each of these newspapers printed only their side of the story. They were very biased, and they often completely contradicted each other. Both Clark and Daly could use their respective newspapers to put their side of the feud in the media and to gain support.
Fight. It was time for Montana to elect a state capital, and naturally, both of these men were ready to take a strong stance. Wanting the legislature in the center of his mining empire, Daly backed Anaconda. Clark, always ready to stop Daly's plans, backed Helena. A very personal, corrupt fight broke out between the two. They spent $17 million together trying to win the fight for this capital. Several people were paid off for their vote, and there were accusations saying Clark brought people from out of state to vote for Helena. This election was far from fair. At any rate, Clark won, and Helena became the capital. It remains Montana's capital to this day. Perfect.
Okay. In 1890, Clark ran for Senate. Paying off the Montana legislature, he won this election. However, Daly knew that he won using illegal techniques, and an investigation began. Daly was the chief witness in the court case that would follow. Clark would actually make the trip to Washington, but they sent him home, removing him from the U.S. Senate. This was a victory for Daly, as Clark's crooked dealings were discovered by the government. However, in 1901, Clark would run again. By this time, Daly passed away, and he would serve in Senate until 1907. His crooked first election would contribute to U.S. law. It created the 17th Amendment, which gives everyone a vote in electing senators, rather than just the state legislature. Each of these men left their mark on the state of Montana forever. Their open competition in business and politics really shaped the area and the way the state works. They were not always ethical, but they were two of the most powerful people to ever be in the area. Without them, the state of Montana would not be what it is today. These two Copper Kings truly left a lasting impact on Montana business and politics that can still be seen today.